Discord chat and then get everything started. People are getting in this live stream quicker than I can get into it. And I knew when it was starting. Right. There we go. Okay, they're singing their own national anthem. Oh, it's a wet quali.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode or race of VIL. We're here for round number 9 of the VIL League. We're here in Italy again. Italy today. Everyone will be repping, well, most people are repping the Italian flag just to pay respects to what is happening over in Italy with the coronavirus right now. I'm joined here today with my co-commentator, Daka. If you'd like to say hi.
Hello everyone. Yeah, so obviously most people, as you might see on the pit walls, actually paying their respects to the rather alarming spread of the coronavirus in Italy. But I'm sure with all that in mind, all these guys will be able to put on a great show. So let's get this underway then. The iconic Monza circuit, the Temple of Speed. Let's get it underway.
Alright, I think the first person out on track is Maverick. Oh no, it's a racing point, so it will be Total P's out on his lap at the moment. So first, everyone's repping the wets at the moment, but it does look like Demon Racing is looking to put on the intermediates. Just, I mean, they always say the wet is the leveler, really, of races. So we will see how it fares around here today. Braking points are going to be difficult, especially going into turn 1, not completely sliding and missing that, but...
Yeah, of course. Especially in the recent F1 games, driving in the wet has become more and more of a challenge. You've got to adjust everything: braking point, turn-in point, apex speed, the gears you use. It's just a huge shift in driving style. And it can also be a neutralizer. The guys have done more practice, but not in the wet. It can potentially be being exposed here. As we've got Demon Racing is out. I'm not sure where that is on the track, but...
I'm not 100% sure. I think he's just come out the pit lane. But I don't even know.
Because there was a yellow flag there.
Yeah. 100% sure what's happening there. But Pease has started his lap right behind the two Alphas, so this is not going to be too great for him.
Oh, you see Demon's car there. It's stranded on the run down out of the first turn. So yeah, that'll be where it's going off. Total P's there on the racing point. And to the second chicane there, second gear, trying to keep the traction. You see him fighting the car there, trying to keep it straight, looking to get that traction on exit as well, going through the famous Lensmo corners there. Of course, very grippy and flowing, and the dry as Lev has got in the way there. It's not great to see there. He's interrupting that lap, but Pease will continue on anyway from that bit of a hold up there, going down towards the Scar chicane in 8th gear there, looking to get onto the brakes there. Where does he brake? Just underneath the bridge there, into 4th gear there, clips the curb on the inside. I've got another car out then, Maslow's, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
he does look like he has actually crashed. I'm gonna see. Yeah, he's completely lost it and put it into the tyre wall on the outside of turn 3. So that's an interesting one. I'm going to go on.
Exits the final corner there to put the first time on the board there. Up to the line there, D-rates, but he does say a time of a 1:33 flat. Let's see how the rest of the times stack up to that.
Yeah, GFO Seb now coming around just to complete his lap as well. Maverick going quicker, and then Seb going even quicker. So we're looking at a 1:31.1 is the benchmark at the moment.
Yeah, of course, be a lot more drivers to set their times. We'll see how they'll stack up there. Lights goes second there on a 31.8, 7/10 down for the moment, but we're still waiting for more times to come in. Energetics down there on a 1:35.4. Just looking to see anyone coming up the line. I just saw Andon, yeah, he goes through in P3 at the moment there, and then Move as well, point P5. So, range of times being put up so far, but it is Seb setting the pace for the moment there. Looking good in these wet conditions. 31.1 leads the field for now.
Do have Asylum now coming to complete is followed by the two Red Bull drivers, so we'll see what they can do. Asylum now coming into the pits, but seeing where the Red Bull drivers can place themselves. I would assume Laggy messed up, and One didn't have the greatest lap either, so...
Oh, Laggy very deep into turn one there, completely overshoots the break point. That's what
So we've
can
got
happen.
Pazu spun it on the exit of Ascari as well.
Yeah, just pick himself back up there. He's got Liam out the session as well. So, a lot of wet conditions catching out a number of drivers here early on. And I think it serves you best to kind of just go a bit, take it a bit more cautiously at first and get a feel for the conditions and then push, try and get those really quick times on the board, because we're already seeing a couple of drivers falling victim to that. I was just looking for other drivers on their laps. I believe Murphy
Do have Murphy's on a lap right now.
Through into the parabolica there. It takes a very wide entry there, trying to keep the grip for the exit there. Puts it up into hot lap mode. Forward gear still feathering the throttle, and he is going to pit actually. He's going to bail on that lap. Jonathan Cox is starting a lap again, running very deep into the first chicane in the Mercedes. He's going to have to pick himself back up there. It looks like he has indeed backed off that lap because he's got his ZRS turned down. Oh no, I believe he's just popped himself up to P2 there, 31.7. But it is Seb at the moment with a comfortable lead at the top of the timesheets there, still sitting isolated on that 31.1.
He has just actually set a purple sector 2 as well, so he is on another lap, looking to improve again to push his lead even further out in front. See what he can.
Picks up the throttle run to the line there. Seb does he improve on that 31.1 just about by a tenth of a second there. Puts himself through 31 flat, and still he's looking imperious so far in these wet conditions.
Energetics just went into 5th place as well with a 32.3 as well there, so...
And Laggy Racer, not on a lap there. Trying to look, Jonathan Cox has come across the line. I mentioned he had run wide at turn 1, and that did cost him on his lap at 36.8, but he has just started another one onto the brakes, much neater through that first turn. Able to make the apex and get them on the power on exit there. Fourth now to 5th gear, shifting through round the Curva Grande, going down towards the end of the first sector there at the second chicane. Try and be brave on the brakes there, and you see underneath the bridge, braking down, 3rd gear, 2nd gear eventually, trying to keep it in a straight line. He's really fighting it onto the curb on the outside of the chicane, but he does keep it nice and clean. Going through the Lesmo is a little bit slidey, tries to keep it on the road, a little bit of a tail wiggle again. Maybe at the first Lesmo, second Lesmo is cleaner I'd say, but still a little bit of oversteer, which you can, it's almost necessary these kind of conditions to really get the most out of the car. 2 sectors down, Jonathan Cox is 3 seconds up on his time, so looking at a good improvement right now. Drifts it through Ascari, hard on the curve. I don't think it's validated though. looking at the track map, so I think he's still good to go towards the end of this lap there, and the Merc braking down towards Parabolica onto the brakes, puts it down, 5th gear, 4th gear to bite the car into the corner, hard on the throttle, derating on his ERS then, so he is going to have to make up for that, compensate, run up to the line, and he does a 33.1, puts himself P9, but there's still Seb out front there. 8 minutes to go in the session, we're over halfway through at the moment, so no one's got near that time.
He's looking quite good, really, for what we're seeing out on track at the moment. But it's whether it dries up towards the end of the session. That's what some of these guys might be looking for.
So, I'm not seeing too many people on the lap. Actually, there's quite a few still. I believe total pace has just gone P4 on a 32.1. Puts himself closer to the top as well.
To have Asylum as well on a lap at the moment, sending it quite deep there. But looking quite neat, really. Yeah. Running low on fuel, so he's got definitely under a lap, so he might be running out of fuel on the way back in if he does continue this lap, but we will see what he can do.
It's a very nice run through Ascari there, hitting all the apex. Energetics, by the way, has just gone to 31.4. All as well as improved, so they're beginning to creep closer to that lap of Seb, but Seb has just come out the pits, he's on his out lap, so he'll be looking to improve even further then. Out of the final corner comes Asylum in the Ferrari, up to the line. Does he pit? No, he doesn't. He's going to floor it to the finish, and unfortunately that's only 14th then, a 34.3. Still 2 drivers not to set a time that are still in the session, they being Laggy Racer and Murphy.
Do currently have Andreas also on the lap at the moment, seeing if he can improve. Coming up to Ascari, setting a purple sector 2, so he's looking quite good at the moment. Toro Rosso really in the battle with Red Bull at the moment. 4 second in the Constructors' Championship, has have run away with it currently. But we will see which the better Red Bull team is coming near to the end of the season.
To the line then comes the Toro Rosso there again, derating on the ARS, but he is through and he does a 31.7 P4. We've got 6 drivers currently in the 31s. I'm just seeing Seb has just started a lap, so we'll see if he's able to improve further on that time.
We've got Laggy on a lap as well, coming through the Lesmos now. Setting a purple sector 1. As we did have a little bit of movement in the midfield, but not one that I noticed all that much. I think it was Paz going into 11th place.
On the brakes then, Laggy Racer into the Ascari came very neat and tidy on the entry there, trying to manage that throttle all the way through and power through on the exit then. So the Red Bull going down into the final corner, the iconic Parabolica braking about the 100-meter board, 4th gear, really getting into the apex there and trying to get the traction on the way out without dropping out on the exit. He does just that there, onto the curb, just about able to keep it on the island there, and exits through in a 31.7, goes P4 at the moment, just in front of Andreas, just behind his teammate Ono, who is waiting to go on his final run as well.
So I'm gonna quickly hop on board with Seb, who is just coming out of Parabolica and just coming up to finish his lap, seeing if he can improve. Nope. Not quite, no.
2/10 down. So I believe one of the next cars to cross the line is going to be Maverick, actually, who's just starting his laps on the McLaren man, currently P9 on the road. He's going to look to improve on that. He's about 1.6 seconds off. Let's see if he can get close to there. Put
see if his
up amongst the front
McLaren compatriot can improve on his time coming through Parabolica now. And he comes into the pits.
Ooh.
Really cutting that close to the wall. I do think he made contact there, but that would have been a bit embarrassing if he did come out.
Oh, Maverick has just gone back on board with them very wide. Going to the second chicane, that's going to severely compromise.
Oh, and he's off.
Yeah.
Losing this front left end plate as well, so he's going to have to come back into the pits as quick as possible to see if he can get in a lap.
Speaking of that, Seb is on another lap there. He's 2 tenths up to the middle sector, so he's looking really stamped his authority on this field. Really increased that almost half a second advantage he has over the rest at the moment. Parabolica is the last obstacle in his path there. 4th gear, trying to fight the car there on traction there. Keep it nice and tight. Oh, he spins it! Hits the wall! And that's going to end that run there. He comes into the pits, but I don't think he'll have enough time to set in on a lap, so he's going to have to bank on the 31 flat to try and get pole. As Energetics is also coming to start the lap, he's came closest to that mark as Seb, so let's see how he fares there. Going down towards the first turn now, 330 miles an hour there on the iconic back straight. He's gone deep, completely missed the corner, and he's going to have to go again then, so a bit of a misjudgment from Energetics. Oh no, it's just going to start a lap. I'm just looking for drivers that are near the end of their laps.
I don't think there is any at the moment, as we've got Lep who's invalidated. We've got Paz actually, who seems to be... No, I don't think he's... No, he's definitely not on a lap.
Yeah, Nova was on a lap, and he improves by 8 tenths, goes up to P9. About a second off pole. I don't think he'll get another proper run in there, so that'll be his time. He will be no higher than 9. Paz, I don't think, is on a push lap.
We've got
on Stephen one.
Pass of Dan Murphy on another lap as well. He just got a bit of a toe off his teammate as well down that straight. Coming out of Ascari looking quite neat as well. He's still yet to set a time, so this is going to be vital for him to put something on the board. He is actually currently a championship leader, so he's really going to...
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to really want to put something on here just to protect what he can do.
I think it's good though. He's on pole by just over a tenth of a second. Seb, I don't think is going to make it. He's just coming down the back straight now towards Ascari. It's going to be tight, but I don't think he's going to quite make the time. Energetic.
I think he might only just make it to Parabolica.
Yeah.
Do have Jonathan Cox, who's just started a lap as well. So we have One coming up to the line, seeing if he can improve. He does. He goes up to P3 with a 1:31.3, pushing Energetics down to 4th place.
Energetics himself has made a mistake coming out the second chicane. He's still pushing, I think. I'm not sure if an improvement's very likely at all.
We have Andreas, who is going to be the next one across the line, just approaching Parabolica now. He's really going to be looking to get that Toro Rosso out of 6th place and get probably ahead of the Red Bulls. And
let's see, he's got about a tenth of a second to get back to it. He does just that there. Goes up on a 31.5. Energetics is backed off. Jonathan Cobbs coming down the back straight now. And we can see Lee
has invalidated.
He was half a second up.
We've got Young Lights coming to Parabolica now as well. Seeing if he can really recover from what was a disaster for him in Singapore. Taking himself out of the race, but see what he can do. He pushes himself up to P4.
And Jonathan Cox is backed off his lap. I believe it's going to be total P's there. Going round the final corner now. Throwing it to the line there in the racing point there. We've already seen high marks being set in the session. He goes P3 just in front of... Oh no. And Murphy's backed off, so I think that is going to be the session there. Murphy only took 1 lap for him. 1 ballot lap was all it took for him to be top of the timesheets. I think Seb had the pace if he put the last lap together, but it is indeed Murphy. Pole position, the best start for the race.
It's gonna look interesting for the race, I think. The run down to turn 1 is massive, as I've just seen a massive crash with the AI to the Alpha and Ferrari of Seb crashed into the back of Asylum's AI car, so...
Oh,
but
lovely.
And we've also got Pease's car beached as well on the exit of turn 1, so as we can see the AI cannot drive.
Could you?
No. Would have taken an expert to figure that out.
Yeah.
We've only got 3 drivers not setting a time in 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds, sorry, splitting the grid, but Asylum is 1 second off 15th as well, so it's looking quite tight, especially near the front when there's not even a second all the way down to 10th place, so I think it's going to be hopefully a good race. DRS trains if it's dry. See if anyone works together. We're going to see if the Haas guys can actually put in another good performance today as well.
Yeah, I think if they end up together on track, you'll be seeing probably some team tactics from those guys. We already saw an example of it in qualifying. Energetics giving the slipstream to Murphy, but I'm looking forward to this race as it looks like it's nice and dry. So we have got a Monza free reign given to the drivers there. DRS they'll be able to activate, and you'll be able to see these guys pushing to the limits.
Everyone's going to be having a free choice of tyre as well, so
yeah,
that's going to be interesting strategy-wise. See who starts on the mediums. I'm pretty sure it's just a soft medium race anyway, so we'll be seeing split strategies, I'm sure, but.
Yeah, I think the tire dig is very low here, so they'll probably be picking one of 2 strategies these guys will be running.
As we've got the majority, as there is no formation lap actually, that will have caught a couple guys out. But we don't. Pease and Dan Murphy cannot see each other. As Dan Murphy has been punted off. Does fall down all the way to P4, sorry, but is massively now under pressure by Young Lights and Energetics. So Energetics does go onto the grass a little bit. Going side by side, keeping it clean. Still side by side through the Lesmos, but Energetics does defend that position as Andreas does move past. They're going 3 wide. Laggy Racer is off into the gravel.
Red Bull's going to have to recover from that. And we do have a mix of strategies there as Total P's pulled past. Oh no, on the run down towards the Scary. Oh no, is on the medium tyres there, so he's got alternate strategy.
All the pieces, all put it in the grass and just save that.
Wheel to wheel and through goes, oh no, they're into P2 there. Murphy after that, oh no, yeah, you're right, they can't see each other. We see some very inappropriate scenes, but Seb 5 has had the start he wanted, almost 2 seconds clear this first lap. They're shooting off into the distance.
We've got Andreas moving side by side. There's 3 wide now with the Andreas going past Nova and Young Lights. As there is contact on the straight there, they're both crashing out. I'm not 100% sure what's gone on there, but that is them 2 out.
It was confusing because the VSC's been brought out.
Yeah. That is going to be the end of their race, unfortunately.
As you're still seeing Total Peace and Murphy, and yeah, engaging and well, maybe Peggy 3 wasn't the appropriate label for this game, but
we saw this last week as well, so I think these guys are getting a bit too familiar with each other. So we do have GFO Seb actually pulling away quite nicely at the moment. He's out of the DRS already, as there is a DRS train of them three, and then there's a Haas and Racing Point getting very, very friendly with each other on the run through Ascari.
And now they're both right on the back of Total Pace as well on the Red Bulls. So, wait, sorry, I got. So this is gonna get a little bit odd there. See, as they're still engaging in doing there. Oh no, is going to be coming under pressure. They're down this straight there with those medium tires. So they pull to either side. They're flanking the Red Bull man, and these guys can't see each other. This is a very odd position there. Go backs off there, wheel to wheel for P2. I can say that as Energetics moves past Andreas.
As P does get the better traction to put it up, but it looks like Dan Murphy's got the better straight line speed. I'm not 100% sure how to talk about that. As we've got Laggy Racer moving up past Leper, and Demon Racing also moving up past the Alphas. So we've got oh yeah, I completely keep forgetting that these two are just going to be swapping places almost indefinitely.
Yeah.
As we've got looking like a spin, or Paz, as Liam MD does move past him. As GFO Seb does look like he is gaining a bit of advantage. Demon Racing moving past Leper. As Pease has fallen off the back of Murphy at the moment, so hopefully we'll see a bit more racing and not Peggy 16 action.
Yeah, be careful with what words you use.
Yeah.
So O'Neill there looking pretty decent on those mediums. He's done pretty well considering Andreas as well as in contention in this group. O'Neill has a little look at Total P's, not close enough on the brakes though. He's gonna have to hold back further down the field. Demon Racing.
Actually, I'll tell you what will be
wheel to wheel.
Interesting about this is that Pease is not going to get the advantage of DRS while he's within a second of Murphy. So those two aren't actually going to have DRS on each other, which is going to make it interesting on defending for Pease, even though he's in the middle of a train.
I think, yeah, he's fallen out of that DRS ring regardless anyway, just about.
Yeah, as Murphy is actually gaining on Seb, as we've got yellow flags in Sector 2. Not 100% sure what that is for.
I think Leper had a slight off at the chicane. I think that's what's going on there.
As we've got Energetics right on the back of One. Really, is he going to go for the move going into Parabolica? He's on the softer tyres, but he does think better of it. Going to get the DRS down the next straight. As Maz moves past Maverick, going into Parabolica, I'm going to quickly hop on board, see if anything. Maz going a bit sideways through Parabolica. Maverick now going to have the run on Maz, and he will be going side by side into turn 1. But Maz thinks better of it.
Ahead. Yeah, Maverick later on the brakes are great.
Yeah.
As this battle for the lead, Murphy's made a slight error, I think, which has allowed the Topies into him. Not that really matters, but yeah, that gap between Seb 5 and Murphy is very static at the moment. These guys very even on pace, and it looks like it could come down to who just makes the least errors. Seb 5 out in front at the moment there, Murphy keeping the pressure on. These guys are so evenly matched. This will be a good race to watch.
I will be keeping a very close eye on these front 5 or 6 drivers now, as Andreas does move into the real battle for P2. We are looking at, there will probably be a couple of penalties as Maz moves past Maverick going into Ascari as well. So those two are battling quite hard at the moment. But it does look like Maz has a much better run now than Maverick, and it's going to give NUF1 a run onto Maverick coming down the pit straight as Paz picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Total Please has not got that DRS from Murphy and on closing him in down the straight, but I don't think he's going to be close enough, not quite, as Energetics is much later on the brakes, doesn't hit the back of him though, which I thought he might do at the start of the braking zone, but we are all good. Further back there's a swap between the McLarens, or is there? Maverick tries to hang it around the outside and backs off eventually, and UF1 moves up into
This
the points
Laggy Racer
positions.
is in the pits. I'm just going to quickly look. There is this front wing change going down for the Red Bull, so I'm not 100% sure what went on there, but that's really going to make his recovery race 10 times harder.
And still at the front, not much is changing at the moment there. I think Energetics may fancy a run on O'Neill.
He's had a better run out of the second Lesmo.
To the outside towards Scary there. He's going to have to be very brave on the brakes if he wants it there. It's a tough move there on the outside. He does have to back off One. Holds P4 on those less grippy medium tires. Gets a massive error going through the last part of the chicane now. Wheel to wheel. Going down the back straight towards Parabolica there. Who's going to pull out ahead? Energetics, I think, is going to move over and secure that position.
He's going to be really looking to make his move on P's then, and really look like the rear gunner for Murphy, and to really help out the Haas team to even pull further ahead in the championship.
He's close, he's close.
Maverick is also being overtaken as NUF1 is in the pit as well, getting a 5-second time penalty for speed, and so I'd assume again that is wing damage.
Yeah. And he fits for the hard. The good thing is with the low tire tag in this track is that these guys should be able to get to the end of the race without much trouble. They're pitting this early, so it won't be disastrous for them in the grand scheme of things, unless it's a safety car or something.
Somebody who's had an amazing start to this race is actually Mazlus, who's actually picked up 10 places off the start of this race.
Wow.
In 7 laps, that's 10 places. That's incredible, really.
Yeah, by far the biggest gainer at the moment is Energetics. Flies past.
No match there, that racing point to the Haas power. Going a bit sideways there for Ascari, but managing to keep it in one piece.
Andre made a big error coming out of Ascari, just saved it, thought it was going into the wall. The Toro Rosso's going to have to recover. On the mediums, given where he started, he's not doing a bad job, you have to say, at behind the wheel of that Toro Rosso, keeping pace with the front runners there. And yet not far away. If the reverse strategy serves him well, never know.
I think One and Andreas will be looking quite good come the second half of this race, as we've got P's going side by side with Energetics, but not quite being able to make it work. Getting the better run.
To the outside.
Oh, there was contact. And One does profit from them two making contact, as Andreas now moves past, going side by side. Hilke having to back off, not being able to make the defense stick. He's moved down to P6 now from P3, losing 3 positions in Sector 1.
And now Total P's on the back of One. He's just take advantage of all the carnage around him there, and is still sitting in a high flying P3. I think he's an outside bet for this race, you know, given the position he's in. With the strategy bit, he gets a bit out of shape going through a sky there. Total Pace is going to look to try and get that move. He's not going to be close enough to the Parabolica, but he may be close enough into turn 1 if he gets a good exit and he gets a good run onto the straight there. So here we go. One gets a very good run.
Maverick moves past Maz on the back straight. Those two are all over each other. Maz must have... there's 3 of them right next to her, as Maz does seem to move into the pit, so I'm just going to... Maybe that's a pit window. I'm not sure if the pit window is this lap. For the soft runners, it might be. Do I have to go 18 laps now on the softer comp, as Andreas moves down the outside of P's. Not being able to take the outside line and make that work.
Energetic slips through on the inside there. I think he's going to get that place inside of Lesmo 1 as King, and yes, he does move back up to 5th on his recovery.
These 4 have had some amazing battling going on so far. It's really shaping up to be an interesting race. The roles will reverse in the second half of this race with Peas and Energetics looking like they'll have to be the more defensive of the two drivers.
Well, currently, One is still just 4 seconds off the lead.
Yeah,
so
true.
He's still in contention for this. Should
We do have Energetics now moving past Peas. Peas will get the DRS though coming onto the back straight, which will put Energetics back under pressure.
Now Diego's tracking the Haas man with that DRS open there. Look at the speed he gets up to. He's already shut his DRS.
As we've got Flea, it seems, or Demon Race, one
Flea.
of.
It's Flea, yeah.
Yep, going round.
Wait, no, they're stacking, I think. The
yeah.
Racing is just going to the pits as well. Wait.
I'm not. Wait. Okay.
I'm guessing you saw what I saw.
Yep. I think with Flea not being allowed into his pit box until. So that might. Williams are a bit of a special team, if I may say myself. As Asylum has left the session now, not having the greatest race himself. I do think I missed his DNF of what happened. So got Dan Murphy literally staying in the exact same distance from Seb so far. So if Seb can bring it home for the Tifosi at Monza, that'll be incredible, I think, really, for especially as Ferrari have not had a good season at the moment. As Pease comes into the pits now.
Ooh. Interesting. So this is what I'm looking for with these top two. Is there going to be any undercuts between them? There is Murphy going to think, well, the pace is quite even, not really catching him. Can I pull the trigger on the strategy, try and get it done there as Energetics does get close to One, who's not losing too much time to these front runners still.
So Murphy has just lost 3 tenths as well, so it's looking very touch and go for these drivers. As Andreas has now fallen 2 seconds off of One and Energetics, so he must have had a mistake there. Energetics is going to get the run there, but he's had a massive moment spinning the car around. As that is not going to be good for his race. He's going to have to pit this lap, and he is going to be losing a lot of time now.
And his track position has suffered as well, because now he's got Jonathan Cox very close to him, of course, and he's running the reverse strategy as a Mercedes man, so that's not good at all for the Dutchman's race. And I'm watching these top two there. Seb, if I were Seb, I might think about boxing this lap, and I think that's what he's going to do. Yes, what does Murphy do? He follows suit, so he's not going to take any risks on the strategy. Tracking the race leader at the moment there. Seb pulls the trigger as oh no, inherits that race lead there for the first time.
As we do have Murphy coming in, see if he gains any time under the pits. I do think he'll lose time, if I'm being honest, just because of the release. So we do have a racing point coming down the start-finish straight now, which is total P's.
And no, the undercut, so he's a couple seconds adrift of Murphy still.
As we've got the two alphas who have been just sticking together, really. As we actually do have Paz with wing damage, so he is really going to be caught up quite quickly by the drivers behind who have made pits.
Lepa is going to be a bit frustrated there, sitting at the back and not able to get that move. As the gap up front has, well, no surprises, it has literally not changed. Still hovering around about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I do think it's gonna be like this till the very end. Monza's a difficult track to gain on, so we will see something maybe towards the end. But I do think One will shake it up, really.
Yeah. Let's see where he pits though, because I do wonder how long those soft tyres can go and if he can afford. They probably won't be too long, probably be pitting in the next couple of laps. Then it'll be game on there. He's going to look to try and make up lap time. I still think he's in rage. And Andreas is having a very good race as well. He's been matching One on pace. He's been a couple of seconds shy the entire race. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. As there is finally a swap between the Alfa Romeos there. Lepa cruises past Paz on the straight, into P7 on track. For the moment there, the Alphas swap positions.
So I think we've got quite a lot going on with Maz and the Maverick. They are sticking together very closely at the moment. We've also got Flea closing up to the back of Paz as well. So it's looking kind of interesting. As I'm going to stick on board now with the Maverick closing it in on Maz. He has got the softer compound of tyres, so as Laggy Razor just picked up a 10-second penalty I saw in the bottom of the screen there.
Wow.
And another one. But I don't believe he came off the track. Which is very interesting.
Is there some sort of bug going on there? That's very
I know
odd.
10-second penalties have been picked up a lot recently. So we will be. I think there would have been a warning there for the Maverick. Maz runs really wide, but that looks like Energetics again have another mistake as Maz getting squeezed to the inside, all cutting in.
He's hit him. Energetics off. Parabolic after running into the back of him. And well, what was looking like a good race has gone disastrously for him now, dropping well back.
And he's back into the pits.
Yeah.
As the Maverick has gone past Maz as well. Maz getting a much, much better run there.
Oh, yeah. But it's still going to be side by side. I think the McLaren is not done with yet. Wheel to wheel through the Curva Grande. There's a second chicane at the end of the first sector.
Who's going to be the braver of the two drivers here? And it's going to be the Maverick, but getting on the grass there.
And again, Maz gets the better run on the exit there, wheel to wheel until Lesmo 1. And this time, he is through.
These two have been going at it all race long, as NUF1 does look to get involved as well. This is going to be a bit of a DRS train. Maz maybe being saved by Liam, who hasn't yet pitted, but he is going to put Maz into DRS. Maybe Maz can make the move and put a car in between. It's a bit of a corner cut there, but he's going to be looking to put a car in between him and Maverick, which he does do.
Maz cruises past Liam on the straight there. He's really struggling on those tyres, so he'll be looking to pit very soon. Maverick is already up and alongside him.
As Liam MD does go into the pits this lap. We've also got Paz in the pits as well, as NUF1 pulls alongside his McLaren teammate, and they're going to go side by side into turn 1.
Got him. And
NUF1 gets him. It's a nice race in there, but he does get on the gravel. That's going to allow Demon Racing now to get involved in this.
Paz is on the intermediate tyre. What?
I'm confused. Oh, there's contact there as the Maverick goes round and Demon Racing does get collected there. And that's going to have to be a pit for Demon Racing. He has been one of the more unlucky drivers this season, really getting caught up in quite a lot of incidents that he's not actually involved in.
Both our leading medium runners are in, so One exits the pits now. And we've also got Jonathan Cox in the pits.
We'll be looking to see how far behind. He does seem to have lost quite a bit of time now on Dan Murphy.
Yeah.
But he's going to have Pease right behind him now, see if he can warm up those soft tyres in time.
Pease is very deep into turn 1, so
Pease is not done well there, as he's just going to allow Andreas now to attack him.
Andreas will be on the charge there against the Racing Point. So the
do have NUF1 actually attacking Maz into turn 1. Energetics being lapped now. this race has gone disastrously for him.
Andreas hounding the back of Total Peace now. He's got so much more grip, a surplus compared to the Racing Point there. It's just a matter of time, when not if, in this battle on track for P4 there.
It's gonna happen here.
It pulls out of the slipstream towards Ascari. I don't think Andreas can fight, or sorry, I don't think Total Peace can fight with much there.
No, he's passed. He's made that stick.
Now looks to march on. We've got yellows in sector 2, as Paz has pitted after putting on the intermediate tyres, and one of the more bizarre strategic calls I've seen, and he is going to get lapped by the top 2, who are right together now. Murphy has got that DRS now, but he's very low on ERS versus the Ferrari. Game on here, I'd say, at the front.
I think he's really pushed to get in that DRS with his ERS, and now he's going to probably try and save while he's in that DRS. As NUF1 has gone past Maz now, going into Parabolic, but Maz is going to have the run going onto the pit straight. It's been a lot of battling between these drivers. There's yellows in sector 1, but I can't see anything that's gone wrong, so... Oh, it's Alpha getting out the way, I think.
Murphy just about hanging on to that DRS of Seb5. So he is struggling, but he is still just about there. One is catching these guys at a rate of not a couple laps ago. He was 7.5 seconds off the lead. Now he's 5.7. So there's still a lot of time left in this race. He's not out of this. Yellow's in sector 1 now. And
I can't actually see any cars going slowly. There seems to be a being contact there. That's Energetics going off again, and Liam MD going around, so I don't know if there was contact there again, but Energetics had a horrible race around here. Zone does set the fastest lap of the race, and Andreas by, I think, almost a second there. Or at least 4 tenths.
I wouldn't say Andreas is out of this race either, to be honest, because he is only 2 seconds shy of One.
He's got a better ERS situation as well.
So I think still win it. I don't know about the penalty situation exactly. Seb5 has led this the whole way as Maz goes past the NUF1 very quickly on the straight. With 2 tyres, he moves up P8. But yeah, this battle up front, it is heating up, no question about that. Seb still holds the lead under constant, relentless pressure from
Murphy has fallen out of DRS though, so we will be see is that Haas of Energetics being lapped there, as he is all over the back. He's getting 5 tenths in that straight alone.
Right, here we go then. 2 leaders, the closest they've been. Seb though does a very good run through Parabolic in there. Murphy just loses that little bit of ground, and he's not got the ERS to really mount a challenge down this straight. The gap's half a second. I think that'll be good for Ferrari. We've got yellows again in sector 3, as I get that synergy. I think it's just going slowly.
Yeah, just getting out of the way.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a very, very interesting end to this race. As Andreas is actually gaining on One at the moment by about 5 tenths a lap. So it's going to end up being a very, very interesting race. As Dan Murphy's closed in massively under the braking zone there. He's within 3 tenths now. He's going to be right on the back of him coming into this ERS. If he can get a good run on him out of the Lesmo, which I just don't think he has the ERS to play with. But saying that, it does look like Seb
backing off. He's backing off.
I don't think either car actually wants to be in front at the moment, during knowing the fact the other guy is in DRS, as Pease gets overtaken by Jonathan Cox and Maz overtakes NUF1 for, I would say, the 100th time in this race.
Right, here we go then. Dan Murphy is much closer than he was in the last lap, but again Seb gets a very strong exit off of Parabolic. That gap's half a second. Dan has done a better job of saving his ERS then. So we can cruise down the straight.
They are both in 0 actually, so they're both saving. I can't.
Severe. Laggy racers come together with Pepper.
It's all gone wrong for the Red Bull driver as well. Does look like Dan Murphy will all pot. I thought he was going to make a move to going into those 2 corners there.
Still have this duo on softer fuel.
There's now Pease is coming to just come out of the pits actually onto the softer tyres, so I'm not 100% sure what's gone on there, but he will be hounding the racing point of Maz and NUF1 in a lap or 2's time. They're both on the hard tyres.
Both these guys are going very heavy on the ERS loading. I think that's maybe because they know the challenge.
Dodgy for. It's gonna be worrying though if they don't use each other, because that's going to allow One and Andreas to get in on the action. They could be throwing away this race as we speak.
Yep, and still, well, both the cars behind, they've exhausted their ERS. Look at One's 5%. He's got nothing left.
Andreas is actually under fuel as well.
Yeah.
So they have pushed massively now. There's these yellow flag things just popping up everywhere without any reason.
Murphy has made a slight error because he has dropped to almost a second behind, and One is so close that the ERS. Andreas is the fastest car of these 4 at the moment there. He's just gradually been reeling in One all the way through the stint. Just 3/10 away, or sorry, 9/10 away. So we've got the top 4 separated by about 3 seconds. I think that's only going to get closer. 6.5 laps to go. Can you pick a winner? It's pretty tough at this point there. Still a long way to go. Still a lot can happen.
Do you think the 2 Red Bull cars are in the best position right now? But it's anyone's game, as Maz does let his teammate of Total P's go through to apply the pressure on NUF1 and try possibly play a tactic here and maybe box in the McLaren driver, as the next driver is 14 seconds or 7 seconds up the road.
Yeah, I'm still looking for Murphy. He's not. He doesn't. It seems like he has the pace, but doesn't seem to. He is very hesitant, I think, to go for the boost. We've seen him get close a couple of times into Scary, into turn 1. Not going for it.
I'm not sure if he knows something that maybe we don't on the penalty situation, or as we've got P's right on the back of NUF1 right now, going very wide into out of Parabolica, but he is going to have a run now on NUF1.
Closing down the straight, 350 kilometers an hour, straight through on the outside there, easy as you like. Doesn't get that stopped.
Has picking up a 10-second back. These are getting picked up way too easy at the moment for these drivers.
Battle for the lead. Seb's let him through. He's pulled off to the side towards the Scary, and he's allowed Murphy to go. This is a very puzzling battle for the lead. As you said, it doesn't look like either driver wants to be through the lead.
Very close.
He got very creative on his line.
Yeah.
Scary now. Seb, is he going to look to use that DRS over Murphy? Because he has got the ERS advantage over both the cars behind him. That's what's fascinating. His Laggy Racer is out. Does that spell any safety car potential? I don't know. Murphy going towards the inside, towards turn 1. Seb is reeling him in, backs off early. We do have a safety car. Full safety car.
This is going to be interesting now. See how these guys go. Jonathan Cox is now in the pits as well, so he's going to be looking to get those fresh softs on to battle for the lead of this race as well. There's a drive-through penalty for Total P, speeding under the safety car as well, which isn't exactly good for him, as I'm sure Maz and NUF1 are probably going to pull into the pits as well.
Tell you what, I think Jonathan Cox is going to maintain P5 here, as he does. So he is well and truly a factor.
We've got all the cars behind pulling into the pits.
I'm just going to check the penalties for the front runners there. Murphy just has one warning. He's good. Seb, not a single warning. Only 2 warnings, but no penalty as of yet. Andreas with 2 warnings.
See, I'm not sure if it's worth these 2 drivers up front pitting onto the softs, because they've got a 33-second gap to P5 behind.
But do they know that? That's the question.
Well, they do now if they're watching the stream, but we will see if they do pull off into the pits, maybe give up some track position. As they do, there's a bit of contact there.
Together. They're all in, they're all in. That's Seb's penalty.
Seb being a bit, I don't know, stupid, I might say. But
Jonathan Cox makes up a penalty under safety car.
as we've got One actually back into the pits, and Andreas. So GFO Seb's going to come out in the lead, but he does have a 5-second time penalty, which
what?
Disqualified from the session is Paz for multiple, and the penalty system has basically ruined someone's race. As I'm sure Murphy's not going to be too happy with the way Seb treated that pit lane entry. But we are going to see a very, very big battle going towards the end of this race. As I'm sure Seb is going to fall massively down this order come towards the end of this race now.
Well, we're only going to get 3 laps at most, like running, maybe even 2 laps. So that penalty is going to severely hurt him. He's going to have to try and bolt away at the front. That's not going to happen just because of the DRS, unless Murphy or someone else makes a big mistake and gets into battling.
I do think the only thing he can do at the moment is just take it right now and pit himself down to P5, because he'll drop further if he doesn't just take the hit now. Maybe
that's gonna work. He's not got enough of a gap.
No. He's well and truly messed that up, really. He's racing the safety car right now, so
I saw that. It's pulled up alongside it. Very,
yeah.
very peculiar.
I'm not sure if he just wants this win right now for the Ferrari on track, and he's just happy to take the hit in the championship standings. His Energetics does unlap himself, so maybe he. Oh, he's too late. There's no way he's going to get back in this. As Total P's does overtake. Oh, there's contact there as Flea hits the back of P's.
Energetics was disqualified for speeding on the yellow flag. So I think.
Oh,
yeah,
and
he's on
his car's. Okay, it's all gone a bit mental for the back runners right now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. So, Energetics still seems to be in control of his car. He's just spun. So I don't understand why. Because he said he was disqualified, but he's not. It's.
Yeah. It's ironic, isn't it, that they're called Codemasters, because they do not seem to know how to make a game work. This is going to be very, very interesting. I'm not sure what's happening with Flea and Peas right now. Obviously, Flea took damage from Peas, which Flea's not going to be happy about. Maz sitting in 10th place right behind NUF1. Leopard chilling at the moment. The safety car is in this lap, so we will see how Seb controls this restart.
Yeah, he needs to try and get a decent jump if he wants any chance of maintaining a strong position in this race.
I think ideally it's going to have to be round parabolica, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know where all these penalties are coming from.
No, I'm really not, because
He's going early, I
this
think.
is this looks like 2019 qualifying at this point. As he
Looks
goes
like
now,
Seb's. Yeah. It's not a bad start, you know, he has got
Andreas has
decent
had a
gap.
nice run.
Yes, he's already off one side, but he doesn't have that slipstream there. He's going to lose out to One now. Which way does One go there? Up against his championship rival. Murphy pulls to the outside, run out towards the first corner. They get squeezed a little bit there. He's still there alongside the
There's
Haas. Liam is out of the
contact,
session.
but Murphy keeps it, and Andreas moves up.
Andreas. He slips through there just the Toro Rosso there. Next up is Murphy. This could be our fight for the win there, but it's all said and done. So, Andreas to the outside. No.
There was no way. Oh, One going around the outside there. Beautiful move there by One on Andreas. Total P's now moving up to 5th place. So I'm going to keep an eye on what is happening with One, see what he's going to be doing slipstream wise. It's all going mental as Jonathan Cox is oh, I thought he was going to send it going into Ascari. Gives it up. As we've got yellow flags in sector 2, again for no reason, as Murphy seems to have got himself a nice bit of a comfortable lead. As
he's run wide out of Parabolica. That's going to put One back in contention. One lap to go here in this race, and the Red Bull man's got a good one there. Which way is he going to go? Murphy, middle of the track,
it's gonna
to the outside. Does he get his nose in front on the brakes? No, Murphy defends it, covers it off. Now on the exit there. He's tapped him. He taps him and goes, really pushes him off the track.
That was interesting, to say the least, as Murphy's going to be wanting to get back as quickly as he can. This is the last lap, bear in mind, so some of these drivers are going to go for a bit of Hail Marys as P's starts entering Murphy again, so I'm hoping it's consensual.
Did we need that comment?
Well, maybe.
I'm just looking to see where Seb's going to end up. They're currently the top 6 within his range. I know Jonathan Cox has penalties. Total P's may have as well. As Murphy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's all going a bit mental. So Murphy is caning on Andreas, but I know Andreas is going to go uber defensive now just to keep that P free. Oh my god. As P's goes flying into Parabolica, and that is the end of the race. As
no, does take it. And
Murphy wins the race, actually.
Wow. So
as Seb actually only goes down to P3, so does get himself on the podium, even though he's sped in the pit lane. So I don't know, maybe that was something to take, but it's an interesting race. That was very, very, very close at the end. Yeah. Murphy gonna really be taking his lead a little bit further now. 3 minutes behind is Energetics, just blasting it into the wall, not wanting to finish. Coming 13th, as we do have P's taking Murphy for a ride again.
That's lovely.
Yeah. This has been an absolutely incredible race. I'd probably say the most dramatic of the season so far. Definitely the closest for the front runners. Monza always brings good racing, I think. Always close. As we do have
fight for the win was certainly enthralling. That was great to see.
I'm not sure Dan Murphy's going to be too happy with the way One took the pass in the first 2 corners, but he did get the win, so I'm sure he's going to get over it. Yeah, really extending his gap to everyone else now, and it does look like he's commanding this championship, really. Being consistent, it seems to be really found his stride, I think.
See that consistency on display as well. The only driver not to pick up a penalty during the race. So Well, will be ruining that penalty, won't he?
Yeah, that's really what lost him the win, really. But stuff like that happens around Monza, as we do have an pretty much all Italian top 4, and then we've got NUF1 putting in P5. Demon Racing going from P18 to P7, but that will be it for today. We are back here next week, I think, I'm not sure what track it is yet, but we should be back next week at 8 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then. Bye.